Morning, everyone. I don't know how to make this move, so I'm just going to... Thank you. That's how. That's good. That's good. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to church. The prelude this morning is Sakura, which means cherry blossoms. It's a traditional Japanese folk song. Sakura, Sakura, yayoi no sora wa miwatasu kagiri, kusami kokumo ka nioi zo izuru.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone here this morning. As I would say, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning, huh? Welcome to our time of gathering and worship here at University. I always get that mixed up, don't I? University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Yay! My name is Michael Richards, and I'll be leading our time of worship together today. Please take your time to silence your electronic devices and open your hearts and your minds as we settle down into our sacred space. Before we begin our time of worship, I invite representatives of our committees and groups to come to the microphone over here and to share their news with us this morning.
I promise I will be brief. Marianne Feldheim, Social Action Committee. Just a reminder, we are still collecting over here for UCF Night's Pantry. So please donate things that a student who's using other money for school might need. Basic things. The other is that in April, we're focusing for social action on the environment. We will be Share the Plate will be going to the organization that is advancing the Clean Water Amendment. So you'll be hearing more about that, but there is a group pushing for an amendment to the Florida Constitution that we have a right to clean water. So, and she's laughing. Yes. Yes. We must defend our water. But please stay vigilant with the legislature and do follow the news and voice your opinions based on your values.
Good morning, John Mowbray on behalf of Facilities and Grounds. And usually workday is the third Saturday of every month, but we're switching it around again this month. So last month we did it the second Saturday. We're going to do the same this month in April. So if you can come out between 9 and 12, pitch in, do some work inside, outside, we could use it. So look forward to seeing y'all there. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ender Walker with our Dungeons and Dragons group. Our first session, which is the very first time we actually played Dungeons and Dragons for most of us, was a resounding success, and our second session will be on next Sunday at 2 to 4.
Hi guys, I'm Jules. On behalf of Women's Group, we just met this past Friday and it was great. We made chalices. It was awesome. We are going to meet again the first Friday in May, the 5th, at 6:30. I'll figure out something to do, but that's next time we're meeting.
Jill Vita. So we're having our Seder here on Friday, 6 o'clock. For some reason, it's not on the website, but it's happening at 6 o'clock on Friday.
So I'm Ann Packham on behalf of the Personnel Committee and the RE Coordinator Selection Committee. I brought my notes up because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we're pleased to announce that, well, we had an interview process, and we're pleased to announce we have found a candidate. He's actually here today, James McDevitt Phelps. If you want to stand up and just say hi, just wave. So just to give you a little bit of information about how we worked, we came up with the candidates' qualities that we were looking for, including things like strengthening our congregation, practicing our values, leadership, inclusion, diversity. We would have loved to have had more than one position because they were great candidates, but right now the budget doesn't allow for that. And as many of you know, we don't have a renter in the back building, so we couldn't do that. We had an interview process with standard interviews that we did both in person and on Zoom. Happy Amin helped us use a rubric that was developed by Harvard, and we used that to rank the candidates. So we're looking forward to this. Of course, with the UU guidelines, we need to do a background check and do all the paperwork and things like that. But we just wanted to let you know that there's an update on that process, and we're moving forward. Thanks.
So I'm Melanie. I'm here for the Article 2 meeting. The next one, and there is a Zoom link in the notable news, is going to be April 6th at 7 p.m. Not sure what day of the week that is, but because the notable news says Sunday. So go with April 6th at 7 p.m. Zoom, and the link is, and it's towards the top in the green box. If you have any questions about what I'm about to tell you, ask Janet. I'm just the messenger. But we did have a wonderful discussion last week with about 30 people here in person in the fellowship hall, or whatever you call it. Everyone calls this room something different. And then I know there was a second meeting on Zoom, which I was not a part of, so hopefully that was a great discussion as well. But the next meeting is going to be, like I said, April 6th at 7 on Zoom, and it's going to be to start generating ideas for the amendment. We need to get amendment ideas or an exact amendment submitted to the UUA by the end of this month. So because of this deadline is the reason why they're having an amendment, just starting the amendment discussion earlier than previously discussed. There will be another general discussion meeting. That time and date will be announced forthcoming, so stay tuned. It's only on Zoom on April 6th at 7 o'clock. The link is in the notable news. If for some reason you didn't get it, contact Janet or maybe Trista. Again, questions to Janet.
Margie with membership. A big thank you to Carrie Mitchell for stepping forward and saying she will join me in the membership committee. So, yay! Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for all those notes and memorandum. If you have any questions, see the people that gave them earlier. Or Janet. My opening words this morning, I have chosen a portion of an article called Remembering Our International Family of Faith. I chose that because of the flower communion that we have today, and the words are very appropriate, I think. It's written by William G. Sinkford. In the presence of these flowers, these representatives of creation's profound beauty, diverse and unique, but related and interdependent. These flowers, which come to us as gifts from we know not where, and which we, in turn, choose to bring to our shared and common altar as gifts to one another. In their presence, we turn our thoughts to the mystery beyond mysteries, to the most sacred, which we never understand fully, but which we are granted revelatory glimpses of in each of these flowers, in each of your faces, and through relationships with neighbors near and far. May they remind us of grace we have known in the days past, forgiveness we have been granted and provided, love unearned and shared, recovery begun and established, generosity unforeseen and most sacred. And may they inspire us now and in the days to come to seek, to notice, to embrace, and to recreate beauty, to give unto the world as exuberantly as these flowers do. Our opening music this morning will be led by Stephanie Messler and Alicia Tran, and the words are in your hymn books. They're number 396, I Know This Rose Will Open.
I don't know how well we know this hymn, but we're going to sing it. We're going to sing it as if you can sit down for now. I'll make you stand in a minute. we're gonna learn it so that we all are comfortable with our parts, and then we'll sing it as a round. So we'll go through it once with just the melody. Ready? I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Okay, now let's do it again in unison, all together, confidently, because we know it. You ready? I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Okay, since Janet is over here, I'm going to go over there, and we'll do it in two parts, and we'll start. You want to go over there? I'll stay here. Okay, then I'll be second. You're going to take the first section. If you have the hymnal open, you'll notice there are some numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, which show where the parts of the round come in, but we're only going to do 2 parts, because I'm not that confident. So part 2 will come in at number 3. Got that? So this side, when you come to the number, when they get to the number 3, then we start singing. Okay? At the beginning of the song. We don't start singing at number 3. Okay. You ready?
This rose will open.
We're doing it twice through.
I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will furl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear its wings. I know this rose will open.
I know my fear will burn away. I know thy soul will unfurl its wings. I know thy soul will open. I know thy soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
Very nice. We ended up with 3 parts. We open to.
We come to the time when we light our chalice, and Anastasia is on her way. She's going to be lighting the chalice this morning. Her pronouns are she, and she is 10. And her joy this morning is bagel. That's it, she says, just bagel. So please join me as we say, in the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now join me as we affirm who we are as a faith community. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. I want to wish a warm welcome to all of you who are gathered here today, especially to those of you who are visiting us for the first time. And we encourage you to visit us several times before you make a decision about us. We think we are a pretty neat community, and we hope you will too. But we have a diversity of speakers. We have a minister who speaks twice a month to us. And the rest of the time, we have speakers from within our own community here or from within the wider community coming in and sharing their message with us. I also want to take a time to welcome all of those who are visiting us online today. We're glad you can be with us too. Please take a moment now to turn to those around you and greet each other. Oh, that's good. I didn't have to ding you. Very good. Now is our time for joys and concerns. It's a time to share briefly your personal joys or concerns with your church family. Please remember that when you do share them, that it's going out over the airwaves, so be careful not to disclose anything that you don't want the whole wide world to know.
I have a joy today. Miss Chloe made me a sword today.
I have a joy that me and my family got to go see the new D&D Honor Among Thieves yesterday.
I had a lot of joy, so I'm going to be quick. Joy number 1, women's group was absolutely amazing. It was so nice to be around women of many generations talking about things that, are very relatable with other women and having the camaraderie and doing an amazing craft. It was so fun. And thank you so much, Jules and Michelle, for putting that on. Thank you so much. Filled my heart with so much joy. Second one is I went to MegaCon yesterday, and this was a dream in the making since 7th or 8th grade. I've never been to it. It was my first time there, and I had so much fun. It was so overwhelming. It was packed, and I knew, but I'm just like, oh my goodness. I could never imagine. A little concern is that I had a cosplay that I was going to wear yesterday that unfortunately, and I was very excited about it because it's my first time, working with the pattern and doing something of that magnitude. I've talked about it before. Unfortunately, it was not ready for Saturday. There were a lot of mistakes that I made, but I see it as a joy because I know now I can do it. I have the capability to do it, and I can, going forward, I've learned what not to do and what to do, and I'm excited about my journey into sewing and doing more projects like that. So those are my joys.
I have two joys. One of my first joy is that I went to I forgot the name of it. It was like a space thing, and then me and one of my moms went out for lunch, and then we got some ICECREAM. Don't want the little ones hearing.
Question is, was it good?
Yes, it was very delicious. And then my second joy was that for my birthday, me and my mom were searching up some Disney hotels to stay in. They were really nice. The end.
I have a sort of a list of joys and concerns, mostly joys actually. A year ago, Paula and I borrowed a lot of money to put solar panels on the roof. So our backside of our south-facing roof is covered with solar panels, and we just paid off the last of it. And our electric bill for last month was $36. So that's great. Another one is, and this is me, an old guy saying this, we have a sheet metal roof with quite a slope. It was getting rusty in spots. I figured out a clever way to be able to climb up on the roof safely and spray paint it with high heat resistant aluminum colored paint. And I did the whole roof, and I didn't fall off and hurt myself. And the third thing is, I won't be here for the next couple of weeks because I will be moving into the cottage in our backyard and doing another one of my self-meditation retreats. So I won't see you all for a couple of weeks after today.
Hello, I have two joys. The first one is I made 2 massive fortune tellers during RE. And my second one is that on Tuesday last week I went on a field trip to Wonderworks. And we didn't have to wait in a line, which is the most popular thing at there, which is the rope course, because I had the idea to go there first. So just after a couple minutes that we got there, the line was 20 minutes long.
I too have a joy about maintenance, and I didn't get hurt either. I have a solar-powered clothes dryer, which some of you know about this. I know. It's the latest thing in energy saving. And yesterday, I replaced all the lines, all 5 of the lines that go across this way from one pole to the other.
Okay, first I must confess I have massive hair envy today. That is just, I want it so much. Maybe this color. Okay, the other thing is and I would love your positive thoughts about this. I've been struggling for months to get my act together, to get my house on the market, because I'm dying to move. I shouldn't say dying. I really want to move, and I've been procrastinating and have some health issues, yada, 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 all the excuses, right? Okay, I'm making this public, so I can't hide anymore. It's really time.
John Mowbray, last night, Amy and I went with some friends in the neighborhood to the Orlando Philharmonic in the performance they do at a spring in Longwood. If you've never been, put it on your calendar and see it sometime in the future. Last year, we didn't go, and they performed a whole bunch of Queen songs. This year, they had a Beatles cover band and played all kinds of Beatle music all night long. It was phenomenal. They did Imagine, and there's probably 2,000 people with their flashlights out. It was really amazing. So put it on your calendar next year. It's, the weather was perfect, and the music is phenomenal.
I have a joy that I got all of these toys yesterday, that battle.
I'm here for moral support.
My joy is that one of our founding members had a milestone birthday. So Barry London gave me permission to wish him happy birthday at 80. He's having a meal at a place called The Garlic, which is out in New Smyrna, I think. I've heard that place is really good. So, but I did want to wish him happy birthday.
Hello, my name is Ani, and at my sister's birthday, we are going to Disneyland.
That's a good one. Hi, this one's a joy and a part plug. I promise I don't own this place and I don't make any money out of it. But I just thought for those of us who love yarn, and I know there are a few of us here, there is a new yarn store opened very close at the corner of Rouse and University. Across from the McDonald's, there's like this little mall that's gone in. It's in there. It's called Necessities, and it's open on Sundays. And I thought people would want to. I know that it's more than just me who lusts after good yarn. And the struggle is real to find what you want. So more stores is really good. So thought I'd share.
And I have a joy to share this morning, and that is I spoke to my cousin David this morning on my drive up here, and he lives in Poole in Dorset in the south of England. He's been undergoing treatment for prostate cancer. He's finished his treatment, and everything is looking really good right now. So I am really pleased and thankful for that. So that's my joy today. We have shared many joys and concerns this morning. We also are probably carrying some in our hearts as well. So let us just take a moment of silence, lift up those that we have heard about today, and lift up those that are in our hearts. Amen, and so may it be. We have time for all ages this morning. We don't have time for all ages this morning, but we do have the interlude and offering. Amazing that, isn't it? We now have the opportunity to show our support for not only the ministries of Triple U, but also of a nonprofit organization in this region who reaches out to others in need. Today, we are offering, I'm trying to see who we are supporting today, the right to clean water. That should be a given. that we have a right to clean water, but we are supporting them to make sure that we do get the word out and we have that opportunity. So 40% of our offering this morning goes to this group and will for the next quarter that we're in. As the baskets are passed around, we'll hear a piece called Life Has Loveliness to See, words by Sarah Teasdale, music by Leo Collins, and it's sung by our own Janet Levins this morning, accompanied by Alicia Tran.
It's actually Life Has Loveliness to Sell.
Oh.
Sell, and it's key because it's based on Sarah Teasdale poem Barter, and she spins a commercial metaphor. So she asks us to invest in the loveliness that life has to offer. But this is no ordinary commercial exchange where one tries to count one's pennies and get the best deal. Instead, Teasdale calls us to be spendthrifts for transcendent moments of beauty, spirituality, connection, love, and wonder, to buy and not count the cost, to buy and not count the cost. Life has loveliness to say, oh, beautiful and splendid things, blue waves whitened on a cliff, soaring a fire that sways and sings, and children's faces looking up, holding wonder like a cup. Life has a loveliness to say, as music like a curve of gold. Scent of pine trees in the rain, eyes that love you, arms that hold, and for your spirit's steady light, holy thoughts that star the night. Spend all you have for loveliness, to buy and never count the cost. For one singing a peace, count a year of strife well lost, and for a breath of ecstasy, give all you have been or can be.
Are the children staying in for they are staying in? Okay, so we won't sing them out right now then, okay? So Sarah, would you come forward and have a word to say for us?
I bet you know what I'm going to talk about. Margie, would you mind handing these around? This is the same sheet that I handed around last week, so if you got one already, you don't need to take another one. It is Pledge Drive season, and we are going for another 2 weeks on this Pledge Drive. For those of you who have already made your pledge, thank you. Thank you for your generosity and your support. For those of you who haven't quite gotten to it, now's your chance. So instructions for it are on the sheet that's going around. Our end of Pledge Drive celebration will be in 2 weeks on Sunday, April 16th. Also on the sheet going around is about the auction part that will happen as part of that party. We want to know, second on the sheet, action 2, tell us if you're coming to this end of Pledge Drive party, because we want to know which meal you want. You can do that by sending an email to auction, but it's probably easier today for those who are here. Leanne has a clipboard, it's going to go around. If you have not yet signed up, sign up and tell us which meal option you want. It will happen right after service, so 11:45 or so is when it will start, is when the meal will start. The auction will start online. All the items are already up for viewing, and at noon, you can start bidding. There's some wonderful items up there. There's some art, there's some experiences, there's some alcoholic beverages. There's all kinds of stuff there for you. Let's see, I have a couple of extra things I want to say about that. Let me look at my notes. If you have not registered to bid on the auction, you do need to register. The information on how to do that is on the sheet. If you would like help doing that, I have my computer here today, so just see me after service and we'll register together so that you're able to go ahead and bid online. If you are uncomfortable putting a credit card online, that's fine. You can register without putting a credit card and then just pay with a check on the day of the auction. If you donated an item, there are two times that you can bring it here for the day of the auction. The first is the day prior, Saturday, the 15th, between 5:30 and 7 p.m. That's when the committee will be setting up. If that time doesn't work for you, you can bring it before 10 o'clock the following morning. So just come early to service and bring it then. And then for the time of the party, there will be childcare, and we are ordering pizza for the kids in the back. So if you are signing up on the clipboard, no need to include your child who will be in the back. They'll get pizza. All right, there's one other thing that I want to talk about for the auction. There are some group activities, such as a dinner at the Packhams, which will be a safari dinner with African-themed food and slides. There is a speakeasy-themed dinner at Michelle's. There's a murder mystery at the Vitas. There's bird watching with the Levinses. There's all kinds of really fun group activities that you can sign up for. The bidding will not open until a week from today, so Sunday, April 9th. And the reason for that is that there are limited slots for each of these. So everybody who wants one of those will pay the same price. So let's say there's 12 slots, and each slot is $15. The first 12 people to sign up for a slot will pay $15 and get it, and then it will close. So you want to make sure and go online this week and look at what those activities are so that you know what you want to bid on when it opens. And then the last thing, when you are thinking about your pledge, I want you to also just consider what it is that you get out of Triple U, like why you support it. And I want to just tell a brief story about why, one of the reasons I support Triple U. And some of you may have heard this story before. I told it a few years ago, but I think it deserves retelling. So way back, about a year after COVID started, it was basketball season for my son. He was a senior in high school, and they were coming to the end of the season. And we had tried to go to every game. And that means, you know, traveling 30 minutes here, an hour there. And the team ended up doing very well, which meant that they went to the first round of, you know, the regionals. And they won, which was great, but it meant that they now had another game 2 days later. So we kind of rearranged and got there. And then they won again, which was great, but then we had to rearrange our schedule again and the next game. So they kept winning, which was really great, but wow, it got really, really tiring. So then they won, and their next game was in Gainesville on a Thursday night. And I thought, I'm just not gonna go. I've been to all these games, I'm just tired. Well, it happened that the night before that, I was meeting online with my covenant group. And they said very gently to me, "Don't you want to go?" And I said, "I'm just tired. Of course I want to go, but I'm tired." And one of them pointed out that since it was COVID, all of her daughter's activities had been online. She hadn't had the opportunity to go to any of her debates. And that it was his last year, and it was possibly his last game. And I realized that despite being tired, they were right. And so we went to the game. It was close till the very end. It was neck and neck. They went into overtime. With 4 seconds to go, the other team was up by 1 point. Our team had the ball with a pass in, and they passed the ball in. Person caught it, dribbled twice, launched up, threw the ball at the basket, the buzzer went off, and it went in, and they won. And you can imagine the feeling that that team had. Our kids were so joyful. And I was there to see that because the folks in this church encouraged me to be my best person. So please support us so that other people can also be encouraged to be their best person. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. This morning is a special morning for us today. It is our annual flower communion, where we also welcome new members into our fellowship. The beauty of this ritual is reflecting on the beauty of the flowers that you see before you. The different colors, the different shapes. They remind us of our wonderful diversity here at Triple U. Paula Despang and the membership team will lead our celebration.
Not only their beauty and diversity, but notice how different as they are. None of them are standing around doing envy over somebody else who might be brighter colored or taller or more shapely or whatever. They're all just being happy together. And that's part of their beauty. So I brought with me some readings. 1, 2, 3, here we are. To share with you while you do. So what we're going to do, you're meant to, everybody stand up one row at a time. You're first. One row at a time. Stand up, walk that way to the end of your row, and then walk over here and go down the aisle. We'll do that side of the room first, and then y'all will stand up and walk that way and come over here and get a flower one row at a time, so that nobody has to step on anybody's feet, because that's never an improvement on a meeting. It improves nothing. So I want to tell you a little bit more about where the flower communion came from. And this was hundreds of years ago in Europe. And the minister said, I'm going to be leaving for summer vacation. I'm going back to university to work on my education. And I don't want my congregants to forget me or each other or our closeness. And so he asked them to bring a flower. Bring a flower from your own garden. Bring a flower from beside the road. Bring a flower from your neighbor's garden. It's okay if you ask them first. And so they did. And each person will take away a flower that isn't the one they brought with them and take it home, because that's to help you to remember the people around you. It's another way that we give and take, and when we take a flower home that someone else gave us, we're letting them influence our lives, and we're giving some part of us to touch your lives. You know, like I put something in here somewhere. And so that's what we're going to do here. And you get to start, Margie. That'll work. Just to keep people from tripping over each other. There you go. And so, flowers have come to refresh and delight you. You see them briefly as they dress themselves, spread their petals, perfect only in spring, countless golden flowers. The flowers have come to skirt of the mountains. Yellow flowers, sweet flowers, precious vanilla flowers. The crow's dark magic flowers weave themselves. They are your flowers. We only borrow them, your flowered drums, your bells, your song. They are your flowers, God. and an Aztec song. I offer flowers. I sow flower seeds. I plant flowers. I assemble flowers. I pick flowers. I pick different flowers. I remove flowers. I seek flowers. I offer flowers. I arrange flowers. I thread a flower. I string flowers. I make flowers. I form them to be extending, uneven, round bouquets of flowers. I make a flower necklace, a flower garland, a paper of flowers, a bouquet, a flower shield. Hand flowers. I thread them, I string them, I provide them with grass. I provide them with leaves. I make a pendant of them. I smell them. I cause someone else to smell something. I offer flowers to one. I offer him flowers. I provide him with flowers. I provide one with flowers. I provide one with a flower necklace. I place a garland on one. I clothe one in flowers. I cover him with flowers. I love him with flowers. We don't usually think of the Aztecs as sharing songs with us, but there you go. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, mid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of camaraderie, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talent discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. See a blossom in your mind's eye. Allow it to fill the interior of your imagination. Greater perfection of form in nature cannot be imagined. With inward gaze, absorb each wondrous fluted petal. Slide down its damp surface until you drop as the dew into its velvety core. Immerse your senses in this safe chamber. Such fragile beauty gives impulse to weep. Slowly reverse the journey as you ascend the shaft toward the wider light. Turn your imagination around and around to see its many facets. Stored within is the memory of all flowers. Marvel at this creation. While utterly fragile, yet undaunted, boldly buds forth, turning resolutely toward the sun. We too shimmer with expectation and hope, exuding our illumination, color, pulse, and scent. Vulnerable, we still venture our lives courageously forward toward hope and light, at once fragile and rooted. Wow. You too. Pat, did you get one? Thank you. And so, what we have here is a community. And so I brought some daily advice from the heart of the Dalai Lama. We tend to think if we disagree with someone, this automatically means that there will be conflict, and that conflicts end with a winner and a loser, or some kind of wounded pride, as the expression goes. Let us avoid seeing things in this light. Let us always look for common ground. And I don't just mean the kind in the bottom of your coffee cup. The key is to show immediate interest in the other person's point of view. Surely this is something we can manage. I'm going to turn this pulpit over to Margie, and she's going to lead the rest of this.
Good morning. You know, as the decades, let's sing out the kids.
We
love you and bless you and send you on
your way. We love you and bless you today and every
day. I step away from the mic so you don't have to hear my singing voice. So, as I was saying, as the decades pass by, life seems to get noisier and busier and more stressful. I don't think it's just my imagination. We have so much stimuli that we take in, the media, the social media, 24-hour news, and it gets more difficult to be quiet and to focus on what is meaningful and significant in life. And something that helps to ground me and makes me slow down and gives me time to think and appreciate our life here is this fellowship. In my mind, Unitarian Universalists embody the ideal of spirituality for the future. Working with reason and compassion, tolerance, and radical welcoming are in great need today. And although these concepts seem to us naturally beneficial to us all, not all of our neighbors agree, which we see in our 24-hour news cycle every day. That's why today we heartily welcome our new members who are so glad, we are so glad that they chose to walk through our doors after hearing what we're all about and have agreed to covenant with us. Welcome to our fellowship and our community. And if you'd come on up here, Allison Van Tilburg and John Martinez III and Rachel Wisner, and her daughter too. Come on up. We also have three others that are not with us today: Leah Miranda, Andrew Wabel, and Mallory Rogers. And we can welcome them next time we see them. But I have a reading for us as a congregation to welcome them. And it starts, new members, we are so glad you are here with us and that you have chosen this community of fellow seekers to travel with you on this life journey. Will you accept our gifts of fellowship, discovery, and service? Will you offer us your unique presence and gifts? will you add your name to the long history of Unitarian Universalist women and men who spread hope with our living faith? Will you engage with us as we create a community and a world dedicated to love and justice? Congregation, will you welcome these new members with the warmth and comfort of your fellowship? Will you seek to add your strengths and talents to the new gifts they bring us? Will you share our triumphs and our struggles as our community changes and grows?
We will.
Let us say together again the covenant of this church, the promise that we make each week to ourselves and to each other, which holds our community together with common purpose and common love in the midst of our beautiful diversity of belief. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. Thank you. We have a hummingbird cake, a new member welcome cake for after the service. So please stay and have some cake and coffee afterwards and enjoy our time together.
Don't forget your flowers. And your pen. When you came in this morning, you saw a mass of beautiful flowers before you. A lot of the bowls are empty or near empty. That means the beauty has gone out to you. We're glad it has. Take that beauty and share it with a world that is really hurting right now. Let us extinguish our chalice this morning. As we say together, we extinguish this flame.
Without the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment.
These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing music this morning is hymn number 305, De Coloris. And we'll sing the first verse in English, and then we'll repeat the first verse in Spanish. Stephanie will lead us as we sing this beautiful hymn, which reminds us of the variety of colors seen in flowers and people around the world, and how they make up this palette that we call our home, planet Earth.
Let's go through the Spanish, speaking it out loud together to just make sure we all can say it. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, de colores se visten.
De colores se visten.
De colores se visten los campos en la primavera.
De colores se visten los campos.
De colores.
De colores.
De colores son los pajaritos. Let's just go that far. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de afuera.
Que vienen de afuera.
Good job. De colores.
De colores.
De colores es al arco.
De colores el arco.
Right. Ir is que vemos lucir.
Ir es que vemos.
Y por eso.
Y por eso.
Los grandes.
Los grandes.
Los grandes amores.
Los grandes amores.
De muchos colores.
De muchos colores.
Me gustan a mí.
Me gustan a mí.
Very good. Everybody up. English first.
All the colors, yes, the colors we see in the springtime with all of its flowers. All the colors, when the sunlight shines out through the rift in the cloud and it showers. All the colors, as the rainbow appears when the sun cloud is touched by the sun. All the colors are bound for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de afuera. De colores es el arco iris que queremos decir. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores se luchan a mí.
I think we do Spanish better.
My closing words this morning come from pieces of an article that is titled, "What Does It Mean to Be a Church Member?" It's written by Tom S. Rayner. Churches in America are losing ground in their own backyards. We can blame it on secular culture. We can blame it on corrupt politics of our nation. But I am proposing that we, who are church members, need to look in the mirror. I am suggesting that congregations across America are weak because many of us church members have lost the understanding of what it means to be a part of a faith body. We do not join local churches to become country clubs where membership means that we have privileges and perks. We are here to serve, to care for others, to learn, to teach, and to give. We are different, but we still work together. With a country club membership, you pay others to do the work for you. With church membership, everyone, I stress everyone, has a role or a function. That is why some are hands, some feet, some ears, some eyes. We are all different, but we are necessary parts of the whole. Each part, therefore, has its own work to do, or the body suffers because of that. There is a beautiful diversity in the midst of Unity Church membership. We are not to love fellow church members just because they are lovable. We are to love the unlovable as well. We are not to pray for and encourage our pastors just when they are doing things that we like. We are to pray for them and encourage them when they do things that we don't like. We are not to serve the church only when others are joining in. We are to serve the church even when we are alone in doing so. Church membership is founded on love. In my humble opinion, and what I have found to be true in my own experience, our church, UUUF, is not only founded on love, it shares it with a hurting world. My friends, our time of gathering and worship has ended. Now our service begins. Go into the world, be strong and of good courage, hold fast to that which is good, render to no one evil for evil, but go rejoicing in the power of the creative and loving Spirit. Thank you all. Please join us for a time of cake and refreshments and a time to get to know our new members. Thank you.